Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can make better YouTube videos, how to make good YouTube videos, basically how to make videos that is going to keep your audience engaged for, if not the entirety of the video, at least the good chunk where your information is. And these are going to be little tips that you can use regardless of whatever your niche is for your YouTube channel, whether it's about cooking, gaming, sports, hair, whatever. You can use these tips no matter what your topic is. So, without further ado, let's get into this video. So most of us know that nowadays YouTube is just about as poppin' as it will ever be. Just about everyone is trying to have a YouTube channel, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you have a passion, there's nothing wrong with using YouTube as a creative outlet to share your passion with other people, especially if you kind of have some good expertise on it. But if you're just getting started with YouTube, chances are you don't know some of those little tweaks and kind of like nitpicky things when it comes to recording and editing that can make the process go a lot smoother. And even if you're not new to YouTube, if you've been making videos for a while, you just might be looking for some tips to help you out here and there, because I know I look for stuff like that too. So with that being said, the 4 tips that I'm going to give you today on how to make better YouTube videos come from my own personal experience from being on YouTube for about a year and a half now, and at this point with having 1,300 subscribers and about 63,000 total channel views. So now jumping right on in, starting with tip number 1, you want to script your videos. And yes, when I say script, I literally mean script. At least take out the time to write down about 70 to 80% of what you want to say. And I know that everyone is different. Some of you may not even need to write down anything, or you may need to write down every single word. But I feel like just as a good general rule, at least write down the main points of what you want to hit. And most of the time, if you are just writing down those main points, that does end up being around 70 to 80% of your script for your video. And right now, so you can see that I'm actually practicing what I am preaching, I literally have the script for this video right in front of me. This is the script of everything that I want to cover for this video. And in this notebook, actually, I include the scripts for all of my videos. So this is the script from a video that I did recently. And even for like the videos where I do the hand-drawn animations, where I'm actually drawing out my videos, I draw them beforehand so I can know exactly what I want to do for each video. So literally, scripting out is so important to help keep you on track. And why is it so important for helping to keep you on track? I know taking the time to write things down can be a long and tedious process, especially trying to get it all out beforehand. But when you do that, it helps you to better articulate what you want to say when you're actually recording, and it can help you remain engaged because you won't be focused on what you're trying to say, but more focused on how you're delivering it. So that means you can cut out a lot more of those ums and awkward pauses and kind of like low energy moments. But if that's part of your brand, where I guess you're trying to be more natural and have the ums and the pauses, that's fine, but I feel like generally that's not the look that we're going for. So scripting out your videos beforehand can help you eliminate that. And when you get out all of your ideas and thoughts ahead of time, it can also help with the flow of the video because you can think of more transitions between connected points. And it can also prevent you from rambling, which is when you just go on and on and on, kind of just like trail off and start talking about different things that aren't related to your topic. And all of those points I just mentioned are a part of good delivery. And a good example of seeing that in action would be this video. I scripted it out ahead of time like I just showed you, so I can focus more on my articulation and being engaged in the actual video. And because of this prior planning, I haven't had any ums or awkward pauses. Hopefully I've been staying upbeat, but I guess that's up to you to decide. And I haven't been rambling on about things that aren't related to the topic of the video. And I've also been able to plan out my transitions beforehand, like my transition to my next point. And that transition is, with all of the aforementioned aspects being hugely important for having great delivery, another extremely significant one is tip number 2, looking at the camera. And when I say camera, it depends of course on the device you're recording on. If you're using an actual camera, then look at the camera lens. And if you're recording on your phone like me, then you need to be looking at the part that actually has the little window or the little lens for your phone. Now, this may seem like a very small gesture, and in the grand scheme of things, it probably is, but it has a huge impact. Because I mean, just think of the importance that your eyes have in everyday life, in interviews and everyday conversations. Even when you're just trying to see how much someone may like you, eyes and eye contact are key components in all of these things. Why? Because like the old saying kind of goes, your eyes really are kind of the window to your soul. When people just make eye contact, they appear more confident, more sincere, you look more organized, and in terms of videos, recording is concerned, you appear more knowledgeable about your topic, and you just look all around more professional. Now, of course, when you're actually recording the video, you're not making eye contact with the people that you're looking at, but the best way for you to get the same effect of making eye contact, to get that confidence, that appearing knowledgeable aspect, is looking at the camera lens. lens. And besides the effects that I named earlier that having eye contact or looking at the camera lens can give, it's also the quickest and easiest way to make your audience feel more engaged because it gives the illusion that you're looking directly at them. Because I mean, just look at this. How engaging would it have been if my intro would have went like this? In this video, I'm going to be talking about ways for you to make better YouTube videos, good YouTube videos, basically videos that are going to keep your audience engaged for the entirety of them. So just with that small action, you can literally see how hugely impactful it is. And besides it being the quickest and easiest way to get your audience to feel more engaged, making eye contact by looking at the camera lens is also the quickest and easiest way to get a cleaner, more put together feel to your videos. And continuing on with the idea of giving your videos a more cleaner, neater feel, another great way for you to do this that's actually more hands-on is by actually editing your videos a lot cleaner. Now, before I get into this tip, I want to say yes, I know all channels aren't the same. Your unique editing style may be a part of your brand, and if that's the case, that's great. Keep it up, keep doing it if it works for you. But as a general rule, most YouTubers are aiming to deliver their content in the most efficient and effective way possible. Now, how that plays out, of course, will differ from channel to channel, but it usually translates to you creating your unique content and delivering it as quickly yet as thoroughly as possible. Because not only do you want to reel in your viewers in the first few seconds to the first minute or two of your video, but you usually want to cover the gist of your content in about the first 5 to 7 minutes as well, just so they remain interested in that short time span. And the great thing about clean video editing is not only can it help you accomplish both of these things, but can also help your videos appear to be of high quality in terms of how natural you look in front of the camera. And of course, this is a great thing whether you're new to YouTube or if you've been on YouTube for a while, because it's a lot easier for someone to watch a video that has been edited to look clean and natural versus one that's still a little bit more sloppy. So what are some super easy ways that you can make quick, cleaner video edits? Well, firstly, you want to rewatch your videos a couple of hours later or maybe even a day later after you recorded it. Because much in the same way that an English teacher will say, oh, put your paper down and come and look back at it a couple of hours later so you can look at it with fresh eyes to catch your mistakes. When you put your video aside and come and look at it a little bit later, you can see the content that was kind of like rambling or unnecessary for you to include that you can cut out to keep your video short and focused on your content. The second way is you want to use less flashy transitions and more transitions that are kind of like neat and clean so people can stay focused on your content as well. That's why I use the same sort of actual like animation transition for all of my videos. It's literally just from me cutting from one scene to the other. I don't have any of those like fading in, fading out, or swapping scenes slowly or from the sky or anything like that. I just like to keep it nice and neat and simple so you can stay focused on my content and not the transition itself. And lastly, as a general rule, it's usually best to include your bloopers somewhere outside of the main content of your video. So whether you decide to post them at the beginning to get that interest in your video or to post them at the end to give people a little laugh at your closing, it's best to keep it outside of the actual content itself so that your content remains the focus. And with that tip wrapped up, moving on to the fourth and final tip for making better YouTube videos, you want to make sure you have attractive thumbnails. Now, if you've done any research on YouTube videos at all whatsoever, then I know you've probably came across this before, and that should just go to show you how important it actually is. Why? Because your thumbnail is the first impression of your video, and arguably, it's a stronger first impression than just your title itself, because whereas your title is just words, your thumbnail is an actual visual, so it has the potential to engage more of your audience's attention. So with that being said, always for your thumbnail, try to do more than just posting a regular selfie looking picture with nothing else on it, or worse yet, don't post something that just has words explaining what your video is about. This is literally your best chance to sell your video to a potential viewer, so make it engaging. Use pictures, words, facial expressions that match the content of your video, colors that could potentially match the content of your video. Of course, you don't want to go super extra crazy and kind of like be off-putting to people, but you still want to make sure that you're selling it as best as you can. Now, to keep this video pretty short and to the point, I'm going to cut it off right here, but because the thumbnail is so important, please let me know in the comment box below if you would want to see a video on how to make more attractive thumbnails, and I would be happy to make a video like that for you guys. And that is it for this video, you guys, but before you go, leave me a comment down in the comment box below. I want to know how you make your content interesting for your viewers, and let me know if any of these tips help you out at all, so make sure you leave one of those comments down below. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button if you liked it, hit it even if you didn't, leave a comment down in the comment box below, and make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.